Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I've got some more Tribes Ascend here for you. And this match is a rather intense match, at least it was for me when I was playing it. Because it's such an insane, chaotic thing that is going on right now. We basically just started off, so it's about to happen basically. Because we are going to make the most insane comeback when I'm playing as a Doombringer while I'm wreaking havoc with my chain gun, and I'm loving it. And we actually get to a point where we actually have, I think, 150 points total that we are behind, and for some reason we managed to turn it around and actually win this match. And if that is a spoiler, then the title should also be something that should have given it away, so you might want to pay attention to a little bit more if that's the case. Anyway, I am playing with a very good friend of mine, and she's a very awesome Doombringer and a very awesome Brute herself. And we usually team up and, well, hold points like these two towers, because that's usually what I do when I play a heavy class. I usually keep one or both of these towers, and that's what you will see me do this entire match. And at the end of this match I actually cheered in person behind my PC because I was so excited we managed to turn it around after so much chaos and playing it so very close. It was just a pretty awesome match. I had a very good time, and that's basically one of the reasons why I love gaming, and I hope you guys can see that in this gameplay or commentary as well. At least I hope you do. Anyway, I also will give you guys a little bit of a trick or tips, I suppose, on the Doombringer itself. But first of all, what is Doombringer? Doombringer is of course a heavy defensive class. You usually see them at the flag when you are playing capture the flag. Unfortunately, there is no flag in this specific game mode, which of course is capture and hold. But there are certain control points, and they are really easy to defend if you are playing on a set perimeter, like the tower right here. It's very confined, unless they move off the mountain, but then again you don't really have to pay attention to them, unless you want to finish them off, because they already are fleeing, of course. The thing is with the Doombringer is they are very powerful but very slow, just like every other heavy class. And on this map you think they would be not as good as they possibly could be, but I beg to differ, even if you consider force fields and such. But I am using the chain gun fully upgraded, so this means I have a 30% less spin up time, but it doesn't really matter, because if you pre-spin, you can directly start shooting anyway. And with pre-spin I mean that you sometimes click your weapon as if you were going to shoot it, but then don't shoot it and just keep it to a certain amount of spinning continuously, so you can actually start directly shooting when you need to. It's a little trick. I'm still trying to get used to it, because for some reason it's not instinctively yet, but it is very awesome if you know you're going to a fight and you are practically going in a straight line. You can already start pre-spinning and directly start shooting when you want to. The trick is basically to not spin up so far that you actually start shooting before you actually want to shoot. Anyway, the saber launch will also get a lot of attention this match, because my enemy team, or the enemy team, has a lot of enemy strikes flying about, also some bikes, and of course the saber launcher is very powerful against vehicles, because it allows you to lock on all the time unless they are out of sight or out of range. And this Will dude, I believe, was a Pathfinder, and you will see during this match a lot of Pathfinders, or the same guy actually, always camping the top of our towers that we have, trying to destroy our mines and force fields and little turrets we have. Unfortunately, he always peeks out when I'm starting to shoot my chain gun at him. So I'm not sure if he has a death wish, but I'm fine with it, because a kill is still a kill. Moving on to the force fields, of course. I have fully upgraded the force fields, and like I was saying, they don't seem to be that useful in this entire match, because the only proper thing you can do is block off entrances or accesses below the tower, at least the position that I'm holding. But I find that to be not the only thing you can do with them. You can also, like, put protective barriers at certain positions, like right here, so they can't shoot through it unless they have to kill the force field first. But you can also use them as a technique to draw fire. Less experienced players will start shooting at force fields when they get the chance, regardless of the amount of people that are around them. That's something I have noticed, also in Capture the Flag. So I just put them down in convenient places and just hope they draw fire. It's like a mini sentry in Team Fortress 2 without, well, the extra additional annoyance from a mini sentry, I suppose. Force fields can instantly kill people if they go fast enough through the force field, but as you can see, there's not a lot of momentum going on top of a mountain, because you have to go up first and then Well, you practically lost all your momentum already. Almost died because of a fractal grenade, and I hate fractal grenades. They are so powerful, and there's no real way to stop them. The only thing you can actually do is get out, but if you are confined within a certain space, like below the tower, you are going to take some damage. Unless you are very lucky, but I am not very lucky myself. Also, the mines, if you can get the mines, unlock them as fast as you can. They are so much more worth than the bloody grenades you start off with. Mines can do so much damage. They are making you an even better defender or a protective class, even if you are just defending a flag or a control point. And also a little mean trick, you can actually hide mines within the model of the control point. They clip so that you can't see the mines. Then again, every sane, experienced player will always shoot a projectile if they have that, or even projectile bullets, which is the thing that I really love. Towards a flag standard, or of course the capture point, to make everything explode that may or may not be hidden there. And just going quickly back into the projectile bullets, everything in this game that is a projectile bullet, like the SMG and the chain gun of course, or even the plasma gun, unfortunately still overpowered, is basically my thing. I can do some crazy stuff with it. I'm not sure if it's because it's easier to use. I think it's easier to use, or it just lays better with me, because I do have some times that I have trouble hitting people with my spin fusers, because I'm focusing on the shadow of the people. But for certain times or certain moments, you will find that the lighting or the angle of the hill or the mountain you're on somehow doesn't show the shadow properly, and then I usually have an issue, because then I lose track of the enemy. But as you can see with projectile bullets, I am not scared to shoot them dead in mid-air, and actually I'm pretty good at it. Unfortunately, you don't get any special bonuses for that, so that's unfortunate. But the chain gun does so much damage, and I really love it. But before I digress too much, as you can see my friend right here rocking the Doombringer, I believe, once again. And she's a very mean Doombringer. She was actually telling me to save her behind, because she was constantly spawning on enemy territory next to enemy spawns, or next to enemies directly. And I think they should fix that, because that's a real problem I have been experiencing myself as well. That when you respawn in this game, sometimes you are respawning next to an enemy, or when the match starts in this mode, you suddenly find yourself being spawned for the very first time in a match next to 3 enemies. They should either make it equal, so you can have a equal fight, or make it so that it's not in that case, that you don't spawn next to enemies directly and spawn at a base that's yours, for example, like properly. So you have some some proper ground to start off with, and not directly have to die because somebody is spawn killing you, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is today. And I hope they will change it, and otherwise they won't. And the perks, I suppose most of the people want to know my perks, I guess, but I use the ultra capacitator for the additional energy and the potential energy, which is something I was trying out this match, because within my logic I am a Doombringer. I'm going to defend a stationary position, which of course are the 2 towers. So I'm going to take some damage, some AoE damage, and I figured potential energy should be good for giving me energy as well. Turned out it could have been better, but then again I have not fully upgraded it yet, so that might be part of the issue. But I don't really have too much issues going about on my perimeter, unless I have to go to the other mountain, which then it becomes a problem. If I mess up my skiing and don't have enough energy to go up, I will find myself having issues, because I am a heavy class after all. And if you look at the scores right now, you can actually see we are very far behind. We are more than 100 points behind. And the max amount of points you need in this match, or the amount of score points you need to get to win this match, is 400. And, well, as you might have noticed, it's gonna be very hard to make a comeback right here, but the bases are equal right now, and I believe this is the point in the match where we actually start turning it around slowly but steady. Is something I say ironically when we lose another base, but fair enough, that's something you just have to ignore right now. Because we are currently trying to hold both towers, which are very tactical positions. And this is also, because of the towers, I can't use the usual perk you use with a heavy class, which is, I believe, super heavy, which gives you 40% mass and the passive ability to not... I almost died there because of a body slam, and in a prior match I've constantly been body slammed by Shrike, so very lucky to actually avoid the instant death on that one. I call them body slam. They probably have a different name for them, but I have never killed anyone in a Shrike before with a direct hit. I usually just chase flag carriers and shoot them out of the ground or out of the air, depending on how fast they are going and how high they are going, of course. But the super heavy perk is not something I would really like in a game mode like this. I usually use it on capture the flag, because then if I capture the flag, you always see pathfinders and other classes going with high speed trying to cap the flag, and then it makes sense to body block and have that last perk of the heavy, super heavy, to actually do some damage once they, bash into you. Otherwise, you won't do any damage. So, but consuming the or assuming, not consuming. Consuming is eating something. Assuming the fact that I'm actually, on top of a mountain, and there's not a lot of high momentum players going about, they won't even bash into me as well. Getting a relentless here as well, racking up those kills quite nicely with my chain gun. Very happy about that. So yeah, you don't really get the full benefit of super heavy, so I kind of figured more energy might be beneficial to me, especially considering the situation. And it's always very nice to get hit by one of those Pathfinder grenades. Gives you a very peaceful feeling, even though you are basically destroying teams, I suppose. As you can see as well, we currently have 4 bases, and this is a good sign that we have the possibility to turn everything around. And it is starting to become more chaotic as well. Like, Red becomes more frustrated with themselves because they got overconfident when they were so far ahead, and that's a problem you see in every game. Once the enemy team gets overconfident and you keep a straight face and keep focused, you will make a comeback, assuming you can actually become better than the enemy team, of course. Because if the skill difference is really too high and you don't have any proper teamwork, you can keep a straight face and be as focused as you want. You will not change anything. But I'm just making sure to keep moving between the towers so that they are ours, because I want that high ground advantage for my team. And I am a defensive class, so actually the fact that I'm not standing here might also be a problem. As you can see, I already feel certain death incoming right now. And I'm trying to fight him back. I'm trying to hold my own ground, but unfortunately I don't. And then a sudden friendly orbital strike takes them all out, and that thing actually saved my behind, and I'm so bloody happy with that. There's not much to say about it. Orbital strikes are very powerful, and I'm trying to, build my credits myself as well to only use orbital strikes. I have been trying to get some cheesy kills with some tactical strike, also trying to do some damage with orbital strikes. Unfortunately, in this match, I have been unable to do so, but in a prior match, which I was unable to record, because I forgot to turn on the recording, I had I think a quadruple kill and some deployable destroys as well, which was really weird. If you get more than a triple kill with a orbital strike, you're doing it right. Then again, I've also gotten a triple kill with a tactical strike, the first hit of a tactical strike, so I suppose it doesn't really mean anything, but it's always nice to actually get something back or see that you actually have done something worthy with your orbital strike or tactical strike. So that's always a given. And we are currently catching up real nicely with the enemy team. We're still a little bit behind, and I noticed that we are getting very close to the 400 point cap, which is what you need to win this game. And my adrenaline starts pumping. I'm starting to give orders to my friend, which was with me on Skype, like, defend that tower, I get this tower, just hold it, can you hold it, do you need some backup? I was practically just screaming out orders. I have not even a clue if she actually listened, but she is a very good player, so I have faith in her, so nothing to worry about on that front. But once I saw that we actually catched up to them to a point where we actually had a very good chance in winning this, I just basically started to lose. Everything became second nature for some reason. Once I get really excited and my adrenaline starts pumping, everything becomes second nature. And I want to take this bastard out on the high ground because he has been shooting down several times and destroying mines and deployables and all kinds of bad stuff. And he's been, bouncing me around like I'm some ping pong ball. But unfortunately, I have a chain gun and he's a pathfinder. And those two don't really match well, especially when there's a strike bashing you out of midair. I have been very lucky as well this match, as you might have noticed, with the orbital strike and the strike that kills people out of midair. But as you can see, I am also perfectly fine holding my own ground, because the chain gun is a very powerful tool. And I am also getting an unstoppable right now. I almost get a Slayer as well. And it's always very nice as a Doombringer to, actually get so far in kills as well, because you are just expecting to defend. But if you are doing your job right and you are defending a point and getting so much kills, you just know as a Doombringer that you are doing it right, and that's always very nice a sort of very nice feedback from your own feelings, I suppose. I am always happy when I do my job right and actually succeed, or, you know, how do you call that? Like succeed as well as shine, or, well, basically do better than you expected, to say the least. And also trying to get a very cheesy tactical strike. He's trying to get back up again. Unfortunately, he had too much momentum. He became a sitting duck, and which means he is also a dead duck now. Anyway, we are about to win, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content. Do you have any questions or requests? Let me know in the comment section below. And I will catch you guys next time. I'll see you around. Can't believe I actually won this game.